Hello my fellow ship friends. Do you want crisp, clean lines on your model ship's hull when painting? In this video I show you a simple technique to paint perfectly straight lines without paint bleeding under the tape. No tools needed, just a simple technique that works every time. So that's for now. Hope you like it. Leave comments, leave suggestions. Don't forget to click that subscribe button and let's get painted. Bye bye. To mark the waterline on this scale model hull, I place the Endeavour's hull on two styrofoam blocks. I cut a notch into them so the hull can sit perfectly level, which is essential for accurate waterline marking. The distance between the bottom of the hull and the cutting mat here is 8 millimeters. The official waterline sits at 60 millimeters. So I now measure 68 millimeters for a precise reference point. And here I am making a small pencil mark in the insulation foam to set the waterline height. This is a very quick do-it-yourself tool to mark waterlines evenly around the hull. It's a simple but effective ship modeling technique, and yes, the measurement is exactly 68 millimeters. This method lets you move smoothly around the entire hull and get a clean, consistent waterline. After feedback on my frame hull painting video, I'm now using AK masking tape designed specifically for masking curves on scale model ships. It's a huge improvement over regular painter's tape, where I had to puzzle together lots of small pieces. The second coat of red hull paint is now applied. Before adding the third coat, I lightly sand the surface again to remove excess paint and paint tears. The lightning makes the hull look uneven, but the surface is actually very smooth. I've now painted and sanded the red hull 3 times, and I'm removing the masking tape. And next, I'll apply a fresh masking tape line at 8 millimeters to prepare for the dark blue hull paint. You can still see the original waterline markings here, but this will be covered later with the white stripe. And there's a bit of paint bleeding as well, very common when painting model ship hulls. So on the next pass, I'll also place tape here before painting the upper blue area. Once the blue is done, I'll apply the painter's trick, masking off both the red and blue painted sections, and painting a thin line of red and blue along the tape edges to seal them. This prevents any white paint from creeping underneath the masking tape later. So the red hull section is fully finished, 3 coats with sanding between each layer. Instead of immediately painting the 8mm white stripe, I taped off to the 8mm zone and will paint the blue section first, keeping the center area untouched. And after around 3 coats of blue paint as well, I'll remove the tape and add fresh masking tape on the edges of the red and the blue. And as you will see, I'll paint a touch of red and blue again to ensure zero white paint bleeding later on. And you can still see the primer here. And now I'm starting to paint the blue hull color. The red hull section is finished, and now the blue section is complete as well. The tape indicates where the white waterline stripe will go. I'm removing the strips now so I can paint the white. And as you can see, some blue paint has bled under the tape. Typical paint bleed on curved hulls. If I simply mask this again and immediately paint the white, the same thing will happen. The white paint would bleed under the tape in the opposite direction. So the goal is to mask everything cleanly, exactly like this, and then block the small gap between the tape and the hull by painting it blue first. A fresh layer of masking tape is applied to both the blue and red hull sections. And now it's time to apply the painter's trick exactly as explained earlier. I'm using the same blue paint as on the hull. I'm painting a thin sealing layer so that any micro gaps between the tape and the surface are filled with the exact same color. Using the same base color ensures perfect adhesion. The white paint belongs to the same model paint range as the blue and red, so it layers well, although I'll probably still need at least 3 coats for solid coverage. You can already see the extra blue sealing layer. Now I'll do the same sealing step with the red hull color. Both sides are now sealed with matching red and blue paint. This closes every tiny opening under the masking tape. I let everything dry thoroughly before applying the white layers. Later on, this should reveal a perfectly crisp, clean waterline with no paint bleeding at all. Everything is ready for the first white coat. This is the area between the 2 masking tapes where we previously applied the red and blue sealing layers to prevent paint bleeding. the first coat of white paint is done, it needs to dry before I can apply the next layers. I've just completed the third coat of white. I let it dry a little, not fully, before removing the masking tapes. So this is the moment of truth for this clean waterline painting technique. Let's see how well it worked. Now that worked very well. I'm very pleased with the results. And as you can see, there's absolutely no paint bleeding, a perfect model ship waterline. Only here, at the bow tip here, there's a tiny spot of white paint where it shouldn't be, and I have to adjust it later on.